KW-05, warm piggies and frozen compost. I got back to the barracks on Tuesday, back to a very cold house, plenty of snow, and 3 fat and happy pigs. Everything went swimmingly in my time away, except for Deutsche Bahn, deutschebahning, of course. Getting 2 trains in one day, and neither of them screwing up, is far beyond anyone's expectations in this country. So coming in with just 1 missed connection and then only 1 hour late is better than all good, really. The loft was freezing. My piggy sitters did offer to stick a fire on before I got back, which was even lovelier of them than the already lovely that they'd been for taking care of the porkers 2 times a day for around 7 days. But I declined the kindly idea. The only way to get any heat in this space is to stop it from getting cold in the first place. According to the weather apps, we had had a couple of nights of -15 while I was off, so I knew it would take 3 days to reheat the air anyway. If you don't chuck an armful on every couple of hours, pretty constantly, a few extra hours wouldn't have made any difference at all. And as foretold, 3 days later, it was again more pleasant to come inside than to stay outside all day. Those 2.5 days, they were seriously unpleasant. The trick to keeping warm in winter is to spend as much time as you can stand outside. Sadly, the trick to writing a book is to stay inside. I've moved my computer from the arse-cold study to very close to the fire. But a large table here would look very silly, so I spent most of the latter half of this week either sitting on the sofa wrapped in blankets reading, or sat on the floor trying to figure out how best to wrap my knees around under the coffee table that I'm typing at this very moment. According to every social media advanced gardener in the British-speaking world, this frozen ridiculousness is the perfect time to get out and fork over the ground. Honestly, I'm getting ever more intolerant of display gardening. I got a bit mad last week when I saw a post saying that you could be completely self-sufficient on 160 square metres. This week, that was one-upped by a rabidly incomprehensible claim that the way to self-sufficiency is in raised beds. Holy Lord and Mother of all things that are good! What planet are these people on? I yearn for the days when the only thing I had to be mad about was people growing on a firm substrate of corrugated cardboard. But that's not the point. I did want to start off a bunch of chilies this week. It really isn't too early for that. Aubergines as well, probably, and onions and leeks. What did the Romans ever do for us? But chilies for sure. Seeing as there will be a tomato house this year, I want to populate the polytunnel with a blistering array of chilies. So I figured quietly to myself I shall mosey on down there, pop some compost in some pots, and bring them back up to the loft for warming up and hopeful germination. Not so fast. The quite large pile of riddled compost from last year, and right next to it an equally large pile of riddled leaf mould, which I fully intend to use in a 50-50 mix for my pots, were both frozen solid. By which I mean I had to pickaxe into them, gather a bucket of each — I knew that getting an extra bucket was a great idea — and bring them up to the stove in the loft. They're still there, warming slowly by the fire. I just checked on them. I think they'll be pretty good to go now. So with any amount of luck, there will be chili seeds in many varieties doing that germinating thing, where they soak up the water, wake up and send out a hopeful little shoot in search for nutrients. Any day now. Of course, this year, I am going to remember to make labels before I bury them. Probably. Which brings us on to the pirate gardening tip of the week. There are some things that you can start sowing now, but only if your compost isn't frozen. I think I had more to say. Oh, yes, I was going to talk about firewood. I think I'm nearly out, which is annoying. But anyway, the days are very slowly getting longer, which means that the piggy dinner is slowly getting pushed out. It's nice having a bit of extra daylight at the end of the day, but it is glorious getting up in the morning, not in the pitch black. Breakfast is an immovable feast for piggies, taking place at 7:30 a.m. all year round, so I'd better not disappoint them. See you all next week. Your loving Pirate Ben. XO. XO.